Hey everyone, Nick Engvall here. Before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you about some of the people that make the sneaker history community and this podcast possible. It's more important than ever to think about who you give your money to when you're buying clothing to go with your kicks. Our friends at Guilty Goods started their brand with a goal of giving back, especially to the communities that make sneaker culture possible. With every purchase from Guilty Goods, at least 10% of the proceeds are donated to organizations like Big Brothers and Big Sisters, the Susan G. Komen Foundation, the Movement for Black Lives, and many more. You can save 30% on your order by using the code HISTORY at guiltygoods.us. Again, that's history at guiltygoods.us for 30% off, and you can feel good about your purchase knowing you're supporting a meaningful cause. Sneakers are all about presentation, and if you're like me, displaying your kicks at home or in the office is just as important as when they're on your feet. Sneaker Throne makes sneaker display cases featuring customizable LED lights, drop-side cases to showcase the entire side of the shoe, not just the heel or the toe, the whole shoe. They've also got display cases for trading card collectors and hat collectors. To me, it's the perfect way to display your collection. You can save at least 10% on your Sneaker Throne order by using the code HISTORY at sneakerthrone.com. That's history at sneakerthrone.com. If you're a Patreon supporter or a member of our Discord community, you already know about Kicks with V hot sauce and his small batch, locally sourced hot sauce. V has been one of the biggest supporters of sneaker history and the podcast since the early days. He's currently the defending champion in our community trivia nights competition. Kicks with V hot sauce has been a huge hit with the community. You can save 10% on your order by using the code SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. That's SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. Now, you're probably here because you like sneakers, and if you join the Discord, you know our community is about so much more than that. Whether it's the marathon-like community calls, trivia night debates, the in-person meetups, or just sharing our favorite experiences, we found that although we have such different backgrounds, we all have some unexpected shared passions. Not only does the entire community look out for each other when it comes to releases, we're like a support group for life in general. You can join the Discord community for free by heading to the show notes of this episode. After you're done listening to this episode, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Now let's get into today's episode.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a James with no regard for human life. Final seconds. Bryant for the win. Iverson against Gill. The crowd on its feet. Allen for the win.
Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast.
What up, what up? My name is Nick Engvall, and this is the Sneaker History Podcast. For me, sneakers has never really been about the shoes. It's been about the people. Sneakers have been the connection to friends, business partners, unforgettable stories and memories, and opportunities that I could have never imagined. My goal has always been to create something that opens doors for others to find ways to do something they're passionate about for a living. If you're already a member of the Sneaker History Discord, you know how great the community we have is. It's so much more than sneakers. When someone needs some help getting through a tough time, the community is there. When someone in the community drops a new product line or publishes their first YouTube video, everyone is quick to support. That's why this year we'll be launching a series of new podcasts directly from the community. The first is a Formula One focused podcast hosted by myself, Rohit Malhotra, and Todd Yates, where we hope to make becoming an F1 fan a little easier and give you a better understanding of the sport, whether you're just starting to watch or a longtime fan. You can check it out at exhaustnotes.fm or linked in the description for this episode. As always, thank you for supporting Sneaker History, and don't forget to tell someone you like their kicks today.
What up, what up? Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast. It's been a minute, but we got the whole crew. My name's Nick Engvall. I've got Rohit, Mike, and Robbie with me. We're about to talk some kicks. We're going to talk some new releases. It's already been, we should have been recording the pre-roll for the Patreon. I apologize I didn't hit record early enough because Robbie's been dropping some gems, and it's been a fun night already. So welcome to the show. What's good, guys? How you been?
Fantastic. Ain't no complaints. Happy to be with the full crew today.
I'm just excited to hear more stories from Uncle Robbie. He went to the Dua Lipa concert, and hilarity and true romance ensued. And yeah, like the man truly gives us gems every episode. And I know we kind of say that in jest, but no, I learned a lesson today, which is do not wash and dry your concert T-shirts.
Yeah, so it's a very relatable. It's a lot of gems. So long story short, just don't wash concert T-shirts, and don't do your laundry when you're feeling lazy. You're not going to do it right. You're going to throw stuff in the dryer. You probably shouldn't. But I'm good, man. Lots of good shoes coming out. I can already tell you I'm excited for shoes this month.
Yeah, there is some good stuff. before we do that, we got a review to read. So I'm going to let Rohit start us off.
Perfect. And this is from Fuzzy Beardface, or Fuzzy Beard Face if you're a Scrubs fan. A favorite podcast. I enjoy this podcast a great deal. It's the perfect opportunity to nerd out about my favorite hobby. I'm always pumped when the new episodes post. It lightens the drudgery of work, at least for an hour or so. The hosts are all knowledgeable, likable dudes. A couple of them are even fellow Portlanders like myself, which I really appreciate. The community that has formed out of this podcast is excellent, a unique and special show for dorks like me that obsess about sneakers. And then there was an update where he has recently become a Patreon supporter for this podcast. This is the only podcast he has ever financially supported, and I continue to really appreciate what these guys are doing. Thank you, Fuzz Beardface. We really appreciate it. I kind of feel like one of those deadbeat boyfriends who's always hitting up his boo for extra time in the studio. So thank you for supporting this bad habit. Guys, what do we want to say to Fuzz Beardface?
Thank you.
Thank you, bro. I did a trade with him on in Discord for a pair of 7. So his name's Mike as well. So Mike, appreciate the comments and the support, brother.
Yep.
I met up with him a couple times. There's a very nice bearded face. Good group of guys when we all meet up. Nice to have him here.
Yeah, man. Definitely appreciate you being a part of the Patreon and the community and the review, the support, all of the above. Thank you, man. So this would be where we normally transition into Rockin' and Coppin'. But since I've just been taking L's, I'm protesting Rockin' and Coppin' right now. I won't call out any particular apps that start with sneakers or confirmed or I mean, every app I use, I can't take it anymore. It's just so frustrating to try to buy sneakers right now.
Nick, I'm a hater. I'm just going to say this. The two guys that complain the most about not hitting on sneakers are literally the guys with the most L's in their name. So there you guys go. Mike Guillory, Nick Engvall.
Dang. I didn't know it was like that, Nick.
Just do better.
We're cursed.
It is.
Me doing the Sarah Paulson meme where it's like...
Oh, I was doing the Zach Galifianakis meme where I'm like, okay, the numbers. It's just all the letter L, though.
Yeah, basically. That's how I feel right now. So you guys can talk about your Rockin' and Coppin'.
I know Mike was excited.
I was. So I've been rocking my Solomon XT Advance 6 or 6 Advance, actually 4. Sorry, XT4 Advance. Wanted to test them out because I had a couple of buddies who really liked them, and I gotta say, I think I found a new go-to shoe when I'm just doing like random things. So definitely want to look for if you guys like those kind of outdoor ACG style shoes. Good pickup. Looking to cop 2 things: Mocha Toe Reebok questions. I'm literally, as we're recording, I'm looking at my clock just whenever 11 o'clock hits, see if I can snag those from Reebok. And like every other freaking jabroni out here, I'm trying to get Zebra's 350. So after all the 30 entries I put in for raffles, we'll see.
Somebody has a jabroni. It's funny because my friend Gabe, a.k.a. Nice Kicks Gabe, is all about those Solomon, Hoka, outdoor, but not ACG, pretty much everything but ACG shoes. Yeah. And I'm seeing now you with a pair. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm a little interested. I'm not, though, but maybe I'm a little bit. Maybe I'm not, though, but I'm happy those shoes. I'm happy those shoes are thriving. I mean, they're not for me, but it doesn't mean they're not good. Like, I'm happy they're seeing the feet of other people intimately from the inside out. So I've been wearing the Moabs here, the Birch. Great shoe. You cannot wear low cut socks. I wore low cut socks one time and I had bloody feet. I was like Ethan Hawke and Moon Knight.
Great reference.
Bloody ass toes. You got to wear high socks, but when the socks are high, stakes are high. It's a great shoe. But speaking of confirmed wins, I finally got the damn Wave Runner, and I almost paid resale a couple times, and I didn't. That materials guy came through, and I wish I didn't throw that shoe. Damn it, hold on. Because before I was thinking like the Wave Runner just lives in so many different eras, right? So colorway wise, a little bit of teal, a little bit of lime. Like you could see this living in the 90s with the ACG Birch, but it's also so modern and futuristic, but it's also so old and dated. Like what the fuck? Like I stare at it. I haven't worn them yet. I will this weekend. I'm definitely going to wear them this weekend. But just like the materials, I didn't realize how many different materials were on this shoe. I have like the utility black that doesn't have the same kind of vibe. But just like this thing lives in its own little universe. And I think that's why it's so popular. I think that's why, even though a retro is over and over again, people are always going to want it because it's a timeless. I mean, I've been laughing at myself like, this is not a top 3 shoe of all time. But then I'm like, maybe.
The laugh,
Make
man.
that a drop?
The laugh with the stash. Just
It really might be, man. It's such a weird thing when you have a pair in hand and you really think about it and you put it up next to other old shoes and you put it up. I put it next to Jordans and it's had it sit next to Chicago and be like, and it's think about it for a little bit. I'm not saying one's better than the other. Michael Jordan started this shit.
There's a discussion though.
It is very, very. I have 5 pairs of Yeezys now. No other pairs made me feel like this pair. It's crazy. It's like really something different. Non-sponsored ad. I had to pay $300 whatever for that shoe. So it's like
hurts the soul.
But, it makes the soul feel good though.
That laugh.
Yeah, it is. To me, it is.
What was that?
That's a different laugh.
What is happening?
So the 1 in a
Welcome to a
million
new podcast, Laugh History with Robbie.
it was 1 in a million. I could replicate it if I wanted to.
This is what happens when you actually hit on sneakers.
Oh, you get to
man.
be joyful and happy. Me and Nick have no idea what that looks like.
Man, but like many shoes have made me joyful and happy. Like that's not, and many recent shoes have. But like this just hits you something weird. It's like the balls, heart, and brain at the same time, and the feet. Balls, feet, brain, heart.
Head, shoulder, knees, and toes. That's one way for you.
Yeah. It's crazy though. It really, really is. Like I have the exact
the
same
Macarena.
model. I have the same model in a different color, and I don't feel the same way about it. And it's just like, damn, that's that shit. I'm done now, though.
So I drew the short straw, and I have to follow that up somehow. I was just gonna say, the move is still not complete, so I'm rocking the same Pegasus for the 5th straight episode. But I mean, I'm almost tempted to give more of my time back to Robbie because he's just been on fire as he normally is. But I was inspired by all the Team Roshi posts today. Like, I don't know if you guys saw that on your Instagram, but there was a lot of Roshi love today, and I think it's the 10-year anniversary of the shoe. And inspired, I went on eBay and I saw that there was a pair of dead stock iguana Roshi, so I put a bid in. So we'll see if we get it. But yeah,
No more than $50, Roy. Don't you pay any more than $50 for that shoe?
Okay, fair enough. Robbie, do you have any thoughts on the Roshi? Because I feel like I'm just going to set a pick and clear the ISO for you again.
I'm just thinking about where I have at least 3 pairs of Roshis somewhere on Earth. I just don't know where they are now. I haven't seen them. Who wears Roshis? But like, I think it's an iconic model. I mean, right? I'm never going to get rid of them. I got 2 Flyknit pairs. No, I still love them. I'm not going to wear them, but like, I only paid like $60 for them. What am I going to do? Like, it's like burning a LeBron jersey when he leaves Cleveland. Like, what am I going to do? Just like, I already bought them. Nobody else wants this.
Remember the Nike FC versions that it was like the blue with like the highlighter yellow with like the crazy color swoosh? I had that pair and I lost it somewhere in the many moves of my life. I would still wear them to this day if I had them. I love the Roshi. I just won't pay. There's a dollar amount I'm not crossing.
No, that's fair. And the only other pair of Roshis I have was a pair that was exclusive to the Nike IT section, because at the time I was working in Nike IT, and we had a all hands where Tinker Hatfield actually graced us with his presence and designed the shoe for us. And by design, I meant just like he just sketched on an iPad. It's like, oh, this color looks good. And we were told after the fact that, oh, yeah, we're going to make this its own shoe. And then they realized the hilarity of that comment and said, oh, yeah, we're going to transpose this into the Roshi. So if you guys can find it on your Googles, if you will, the Nike Tech Roshi is a very ugly-ass shoe, but there's an exclusivity to it that's really funny, and I have one. And there's one person in particular on my Instagram story who he does weekly check-ins at the local Goodwill. And every time, I'd say about once a month, somebody else's pair comes up, and he's like, yeah, the Nike Goodwill. So there you go.
That's
I
awesome.
want the Nike Goodwill. They're a size 12 in the Nike Goodwill. Like, I'm interested.
Yeah, I was
in
like,
this.
I mean, if there's a 10.
I'm going to keep an eye out for you, Rob.
I'm just
And
interested.
I will not pay more than $49.98 based on the Mike Guillory principle.
There you go. You understand. You understand me.
Let's get off the Roshi, but on this parting note.
This is
No, that's
Yes,
it.
those are the ones.
Yep.
Yo, if you
But,
follow
like,
on the size 10,
remember
throw it my
those.
way.
I still don't get why not, and I bet you Nike was planning on the Roshi being like the Van Slip-on Converse Chuck. Like, I think it's still. I mean, why is it not? It's like you can make that shoe for like pennies on the dollar.
See, I thought it was the full-blown Chuck because like you could customize it so many different ways. So I was like, okay, we found the Chuck for the Nike, but not the case. Like it's its own thing. Yeah. And then the Roshi 2 was something very interesting as well. I still don't know what to make of that.
No, we don't talk about that. That angular bastard.
I mean, I'll say this lovingly, but I think that's like Nike's crutch. That's their fault. Their one fault, right, is that if something works, they try to like expand on it and move it into the next generation.
Yeah.
Which
like
a shoe like the Roshi is the perfect shoe to just keep making it, right? Mm-hmm. Like we probably wouldn't have had like all the success of Yeezy boosts in the early years if the Roshi was still being made, right? Because people were just good with that. Like the reason why they wanted it was because of an $80 shoe. And like, not that Kanye doesn't have that clout behind him to get people to jump ship, but like if you're jumping ship and then having to pay 2 or 3 times the price, you're probably like, nah, I'll just stick with 4 pairs of Roshis.
Yep. And even had Yeezy colors. You wanted that
right?
Blink color, whatever colors they had. I can't remember all the Yeezy 2 colorways, but they had like all reds. They had the pure platinums. They had the red pink or black pinks. They had everything.
Yeah.
I mean, just to put a nail in that, like, Ro, you wear your Pegasus fucking 5 episodes in a row. Why there's a new Pegasus now that looks worse than 3 Pegasus ago? It drives me mad. There's been so many gorgeous Pegasus. There's like a 4-year run from like 2013, 14 to like 2019, 2018. That's not good math. That's not a 4-year run. But
that's
like,
okay.
But just like now, it's just really just regressed, and it's just like every other fucking generic running shoe, and it's like the Pegasus, like, go back. It's like, let that shoe thrive. Quit making new ones. Let
the
it breathe.
Turbo's coming back, right? In the Pegasus Turbo coming back this year. They haven't made
is it?
Yeah, it's
I
supposed
don't know,
to be one
but
of
they
those
did
next
a 2
natures.
of that.
Yeah. It looks dope. They're doing it with that almost looking crumbled midsole. Is that nature, whatever, like kind of program they have where it looks already beat up.
Yeah.
So I kind of wish they didn't do that, but at the same time, it's dope with like the dynamic flywire on the outside. Like it's really, like Robbie said, the last couple, but this one I think kind of puts the fire back underneath it.
I mean, I think the Pegasus, like for me, like the Pegasus 30 was one of my favorites, and it's like kind of in that 2013-ish, 2014-ish era of like, they just really were, the running shoes at that time were really impressive to me. Mm-hmm. But like, I understand, like, I would like, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt. Like the Pegasus is one of those shoes they've been making for 30 something years. Okay, cool. Just keep making it. But like a brand new shoe like the Roshi at that time that you kept around for like 3 years straight anyway, you might as well just keep it in production. You know, like there's no, like, I don't think that if you looked at like overall sale, if you could compare, right, and just look at sales numbers and say, hey, we can keep producing this for ongoing and make X amount of sales. You know, it's kind of like the Monarch, right? The Monarch 4 has been around for 10 years or whatever it's been now. And like, yeah, like a lot of these shoes should just stay around. But like the Roshi, at some point they're gonna like go back to that story. Maybe it's 10 years from now and they're like 20 years later, we're bringing it back. But like they could have made, like that shoe was like printing money because it was so low cost. If they did an actual like sustainable version that was fully recyclable or made of plants, the rest of like the whole trajectory of like plant made shoes would change if Nike did that. And it wouldn't take them that much to do.
No, I think they transitioned Roshi into the Tanjun. If you look at the Tanjun, that little cheap shoe you can find, I really feel like they transitioned all that material to that shoe because they produce it at a cheaper price point. I think it's like $50, $60. And that was one of the highest selling shoes that Nike produced, right up there with the Monarch and then the 270. So I think they just kind of moved it to a different market and renamed it and made some configurations. But that's just me kind of, shooting blindly thinking that's what happened.
The Tanjun's that one chick who like wants to wear some like tights and some like black and white Nikes, and that's a beautiful thing. Like, let them live. They don't need to spend $200 on Jordan Retro. But like the Roshi could have been that for everything. The Roshi could have just been the one-stop shop.
Yeah, I agree. So, shifting gears into something completely different and completely not one-stop shop. The first release we're going to talk about in this episode is the Off-White Nike Blazer Lows. They come out tomorrow as of us recording, but this shoe I would probably never wear, but I actually just love how crazy it is, and I would love to just have it sitting on the shelf to look at. But what do you guys think of it? Got two colorways too, right? I think there's a white and a black.
White and black. Straight shelf piece for me. I wouldn't wear it, but just one of those things, like I love to have a piece of, Virgil's legacy just kind of hanging out in the office on the shelf somewhere, just to kind of have it remembered, because I don't have any other off-white pieces. So I think that'd be cool, but I wouldn't wear it. It's not for me personally on foot.
No, not for me either. I'm wondering, though, is this the last Off-White release for a little bit, or are we still going to get bombarded with it, unfortunately, because Virgil has passed and, we like to capitalize on as much nostalgia as we can, because I think if you make me pick between one, I like the white one, but I'm hoping, they kind of put the Off-White designs in a vault for a couple of months, or if not even a year, to let it breathe, and then bring up the scarcity again.
I know there's a Air Force One mid.
Oh, yeah, the outdoors-looking one. Yeah, there's a black and white one.
Yeah, I haven't seen much beyond those and this one.
There's that green Air Force One, too. It looks like the MCAs and those other ones, the yellow ones. But that was more – I don't know who had that. I can't remember. Someone had that friends and family pair, but who knows if that's going to be released as well.
So I'm about both of these pairs. I want all the entries. If I hit on both, I'd be very happy. Because what I think is cool – is the fact that we've seen a bajillion Off-White samples while Virgil was still alive. So I think there's a lot they could tap into that he still touched. I don't want an Off-White fucking shoe designed by not Virgil. Let's just put it that way. Anybody who is not named Virgil, I don't want that. It means significantly less. If it's a fire shoe and it looks good, it looks good, but the Off-White stuff needs to be touched by Virgil, I think, to be powerful. And there's a deep vault of stuff. Did anybody else hear the humming? No.
No. You got a fan on near you?
No.
I don't know. I don't hear anything.
All right, sorry then. Sorry to break rake. I was like, might as well say something now.
You could try and. If you want to mute, you could see who it is.
It might be my laptop. I just realized. So let me mute myself and see if it's me.
Yeah.
I heard something. I thought it was just a fan or something.
No, it's all good.
I can clean it up afterwards.
Yeah,
so
good.
It's no big deal.
I figured to say something now before it's this yeah. We're good. Sorry.
Yeah,
no, you're good.
But yeah, Off-White it. Virgil. Fire.
All right, next up we got the shoe that I think I thought this released 10 times already over the past 2 or 3 months is a Lego Adidas ZX8000 AZX series. I mean, it's just the yellow midsole, kind of cloud white upper with all the different Lego colors. I think the shoe's dope, but there's been so many I'm just kind of tired of seeing all the Lego collabs.
This has to be a re-release because they did release this shoe. I'm right there with you, Nick. This was something they released a while back, unless they scrapped the release. But if I can actually build this shoe, put things on it, I'm all about it. But if it's just regular ZX, it's cool. I mean, I love that shoe, but I'd be more interested if I can build things on it.
Two parts. Totally. The Ultra Boost release. I mean, I haven't seen that pair. I've been at the Adidas employee store a couple of times, more than I like to admit, just to look around. And they definitely have had the Ultra Boost, the white with the different Lego colors. Now, the bricks on the side of the Ultra Boost, you can click into them. I didn't bring Legos with me, but I played with enough Legos to know that that's a part of the system, as the Swedes would say, the system.
Everything is awesome, yeah.
All right, IKEA, let's build this thing out.
But yeah,
I mean, it looks cool. Go ahead, Robbie.
No, go ahead. I was just saying it's interesting.
No, it looks cool, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like this movie has been seen so many times before that I'm like, are they punking us? Is this an April Fool's joke, a week too late because there's some sort of delay in the time zones? But yeah.
Now the Atmos, let's just say a yay or nay. There's the Atmos Forum 84. It's a low top forum dressed in all silver. Do we do silver shoes in the spring? I don't do silver shoes personally.
I don't do silver shoes at all. I can't rock silver shoes completely. There's only one I can do. That's a Concepts ZX 9000 because there's other colors on it.
Yeah, the only one for me is the Micro Pacer. Adidas.
Yeah.
What'd you? I don't have a micro. What, dude?
Robbie with the dad jokes. It's the mustache, bro. I mean, it's just
comes with a mustache.
It's a me, a jackass.
All right, Mike, you're already talking about this one, so
yeah, boy, yeah. If you got, we're recording on the 7th, so tomorrow the 8th, Reebok is going to release a Mochato Question Mid, which is actually a rendition of the 1999 Mochato Low. So they're bringing it back in a different cut. I'm looking forward to this one a lot. I've already kind of got my browser set. If I don't get it tonight, which probably is going to happen because that Reebok site is crazy, stuff just kind of disappears quickly when it comes to those kind of releases. But yeah, I'm sure it's going to sit around other places, and I'm really happy to grab it. It's the only brown shoe I'm going to allow in my collection besides my Stussy Hirachis.
What you got against brown shoes, man?
I'm brown. It's like camouflage. It's like I walk around barefoot.
It's a gorgeous shoe, though. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Very, very nicely done. There's also the Shaqnosis. It's the Big Aristotle. Another one of Shaq's best nicknames. So you got a Shaqnosis and a brown chocolate toe question coming out the same day. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that Shaqnosis is actually pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. It's really nice.
It's like
I like it for not the traditional.
I was going to say, is it made of Italian marble?
Kind of looks like it.
It's Greek marble.
So a colorway like this with these materials, I can really see a high school hooper who just wants to be different. Like, this is a clean ass look, and if you're on court and somebody doesn't know what this is, or maybe they're kind of familiar with the Shaqnosis, this isn't a turn ahead in like a way that more typical shoes would not, in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, if I was 16 and had swag, I wish I was 16 and had swag and hair. If I had long flowing hair, I would rock that shoe.
I feel like you are only missing long flowing hair because otherwise you'd be the swaggiest 16-year-old ice hockey player from the great state of Minnesota with that stash.
Yeah, right. Man, kids now can rock a mustache. If you had like long hair and a mustache, those Shaqnosis, Big Aristotle, I'd be sick. That's a clean look.
There's too much swag, Robbie. You would have had like 3 kids in high school wearing that fit, okay? Just calm down, all right?
All right. Swagoo. So, I mean, okay, can we go to the negative swag? And I bring this up because I have a friend at New Balance who has offered me to use his employee discount to try a pair of New Balances so many times. The 993 V3 comes out, 990, pardon me. 990 V3 comes out on the 9th. And tell me what I don't see. It's a gray New Balance. It's just like every other fucking gray New Balance.
The material is different on it.
Yeah.
It's a flat leather. So typically with the 990s, it's going to be about 99% of the time it's going to be a suede on it. This one's done in a kind of looks like a pebble leather, which I don't like personally. I really have the suede on those 990 series, but that's the big difference on this one.
Anytime anybody ever says a Jordan 1 is tired or a Dunk is tired, Exhibit A, 990. I mean, just like, and I'm not saying that in a bad thing. I visually just do not get it. I looked at their website and I'm just like, they're all gray. And like,
yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
This one has like the navy on it too, that they don't usually like change it, right? To your point, they usually are using all gray on a lot of these.
They don't mix and match too much.
Oh shit, navy and gray? Man.
They're getting wild in the streets, bro.
I know.
Yo, man.
That barbecue's going to be manhandled. Barbecue better watch out. Dad's standing in front of it. Brought the heat to it.
Bro, that Denny's brunch spot?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be rocking these.
Oh, it's so funny. It's like, it's kind of like the Wave Runner, but the Wave Runner has swag. It's just like, it's so similar, but so different. Like,
it's literally just what you talked about the Big Aristotle, though, right? It's like, you could see some high school kid being like, yeah, I want to be anti-sneakerhead, but I still want to wear a cool sneaker.
Wearing Nike tube socks with it.
Yeah, and yeah, everybody wearing Nike tube socks with it.
It's just,
but like, that's the problem. The New Balance was kind of like especially the dad shoe New Balance stuff, right?
Yeah.
Was kind of the counter culture people wearing it, in my opinion.
Yep.
And then it became like cool. So now there's like this, just like crazy amount of people buying shoes that, like, you used to be able to get all the 990 almost V everything. You could get them for like 60 or $70 on clearance at the New Balance stores.
Or get them at Marshalls for like $30.
Yeah.
But now they moved on to On sneakers and Hoka. So, I mean, Robbie's one of those counterculture people with his On sneakers.
I have my pair of Cloud Monsters by On
Those are
coming
sick,
in the mail.
actually.
They'll be here next week. I will happily sing those praises. The On Monster just came out, so if we're talking
Those are
shoes
cool.
in April, I think it's impossible not to talk about. So like the Cloud windows, they've done double windows before, like staggered windows, but this is like just turned up. Like the windows are huge, full 2 layers, big ol' On logo on the side, coming out in men's and women's, out now. I just think it's like kind of like a dad size New Balance, but like in practical technical purposes. I was trying to swing back to New Balance because like, how do you even start? So I'm not kidding. I'm on the website all the time. It's just like, as somebody who has never New Balanced, I don't see the difference between models. But I could go to On, and On uses the same kind of design language through the midsole.
There's a lot of differences. I mean, like 2002R here, you got some of the same design language, some DNA when it comes like to webbing, but you're gonna have different sole kits, different cushionings. I mean, there's a lot of different things about them. And I'm not a big New Balance head at all. I like the shoe, but there's a lot of differences if you really just take and compare. But if you look at old 990s, they're all from the same lineage. It's all purely evolution from 990 V1 to the upcoming V6. So they're going to look very similar. You have to really switch between to like, oh, let me look at, 990, but let me look at 992 or 2002R to really be able to spot differences. Or 997s.
Yeah, I mean, think like you could relate it to Air Maxes, right? Like,
there you go.
If somebody looked at like an Air Max BW and that was the first shoe they saw, I would compare that to like the 990 V3, right? It's a little bit more modern in the cushioning, but like the 2002R is actually a very similar upper, but it's a takedown cushioning system on the shoe. So it's like if you bought a BW and then they swapped it for like the original Air Max, sole or something.
Yeah.
Or
it's like an amalgam shoe or a fusion, basically. They took two different shoes with the 2002R and they fused them. It's like a 2000 and like an 826. I just can't remember the number, but something like that.
But the numbers are definitely confusing. Like they've struggled with that for years because they tried to change it at times and then they jump around. Like it used to be like a price point, like the 990 was $99 for a shoe for $100, whatever. Like then there were various, like connections to price point, but like also as things started to evolve, like we were talking about with the Nike trying to evolve lines, like New Balance's numbering system, I think has been like kind of a little off kilter because in some ways they stick to like an original formula and then in sometimes they don't, right? Like the 2002R, in my opinion, doesn't make sense if it's a takedown model of a 990, right? It's like you would want something that's like...
It came from the 2002, which was like a really high-priced sneaker. So it was, funny enough, it was $200.
Takedown of the 2002 original, right? Yeah.
Sarah Paulson memes over and over again.
but that's actually an interesting shoe. Like the 2002R has a really cool story because the shoe came out 5 years ago or something, 6 years ago now maybe.
Yeah.
And it tanked because it was like $300.
Yeah, it was super
and they
pricey.
just could not sell them. And then they brought it back with like a cheaper cushioning system in the midsole. And now it's like crazy popular because it's like $110, I think.
Cheap. Depending on what you get. If it's like the suede, you're going to get like $120, $130. But if it's just like the normal leather or the cheap leather, it's like $110, $120.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I just like how Ons can like keep the same tooling while having different design. Like there's a through line. Is literally the midsole is the through line through everything.
Yeah.
Well, but it makes sense. Like I guess maybe they've named them better than New Balance. Like my brain can just grasp the On thing better than it can grasp.
That makes
the
sense because the naming is kind of ridiculous on them. It's just like, okay, how I got to remember like freaking coding to freaking figure out what shoe I want to get.
But just think about this. In one episode, there's not another sneaker podcast probably talking about salmons, which are now in like at Kith. They're probably at Bodega. They're at like boutiques. On is now at sneaker boutiques.
Well, they sell out constantly. All these shoes we're talking about, that although they're not the Jordan 1, not the typical, quote unquote sneakerhead shoe, these shoes that we're talking about are constantly selling out. Like you can go to these websites like Kith, go to Solomon's, you go to On's, you go to Bodegas where they really have a high population of these shoes. there's a big chunk of sizes sold out. Like, it's such a quiet killer when it comes to, what people are buying, that I wouldn't be surprised that they're going to get more popular in the sense of more people are going to talk about it. I mean, Pusha T was wearing these Solomons during Hot Ones.
Pusha T, it's sold.
Yeah, I mean,
Mike, does that
Arby's
Solomon
himself?
have the?
What's wrong?
What?
Wait a minute, it's pronounced Pusha T. I thought it was Push Hat. Sorry, that was my one derailed comment of the day.
That was Rohit's dad joke. I hate to get mine in for the day now.
Yeah. No, Mike, does the Solomons that you have the, like, basically like the quick lace system?
Yeah,
so it's like
the
that
bungee
really
system.
small rope.
So you see everything's connected here, and all you do is you just pull it there, and then if you're done, you just unhook it, and everything's done with a bungee, and you just slap it into the little pocket up here, and boom, you go climb a rock, I guess. I mean,
You had 5 dad jokes right there you didn't take advantage of.
Look, man, I'm not as quick on the draw. It's 9 o'clock over here. I'm slower than you guys right now.
That's beautiful, though. To seeing these different shoes. I mean, I'll never buy a Pegasus, for example, ever again. Like, I'm on those on-running shoes for like a hot minute now. So just try something new. Sam, I'm kind of curious now. Mike did a little thing, and I'm like, okay.
Hey, I got it on sale. The retail price is so freaking high on them, $220. So I got these on sale from Sneakers and stuff for $100. So that was the only way I was grabbing them to try them, and I'm pretty excited. I think I actually might get a pair for retail eventually.
What's the model name again?
The XT4 Advance. The more popular one is going to be the XT6, and then there's a new one called the ACS, which is $230, but it's literally sold out everywhere. It is such a cool shoe, but it is completely just out there.
Go get on it and buy some salmons.
This isn't
$2
sponsored at all, is it?
There's nothing fishy about that joke.
Yeah, right? There's room for both. That's just really cool, the salmons. I've been seeing more and more people wearing them. It's like, okay.
Cool shoe.
Is there room for Air Max 1 Golf Tigers and Air Max 90 Leopards?
I kind of want the Tigers. I thought it was Tiger Woods related, but
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
There's a zebra, too. It's a 97
that's why it's
zebra.
gonna
zebra
sell out,
too?
right?
Hold on, wait. I didn't see that one.
Tiger, zebra,
97.
and leopard.
Ooh, I think I like the Tiger better, though. We have a yearly golf tournament in my wife's side of the family, and I just want to be that guy who pulls out the most ridiculous shoe, so that might be a thing.
Yeah.
And Mike, I was just going to get the zebras for you based on principle since you were asking about them earlier.
Might be the only zebra I get, bro. Might be the only zebra.
I don't know, man.
I mean, the
'cause
golf stuff's been selling out.
exactly. The Discord, we had like a countdown top 10, and it was golf shoes, and I'm like, no motherfuckers gonna know 10 golf shoes because I couldn't name 10 golf shoes. People had fat lists over and over. Oh, okay, there's like a real golf shoe
wrong,
thing
sir.
happening here. I was 100% wrong, and there's a real, and it's been going on. Cousteau has been covering golf for a hot minute beautifully,
Yeah,
but
dude.
I don't golf, so I don't pay attention. So I'm definitely now starting to notice it. It's like, okay.
You got to now. You got to get in the golf game. We're over 30 now. Just be that guy.
Man, I went to my a Nike employee's anniversary party, and your boy had some Long Island iced teas at Topgolf, and I was Happy Gilmore in those. It was
They
fun.
tell you not to, and it's funny because they're like, don't do this. We can't reference the movie, but we know what you want to do,
I'm
and you
gonna
can't
do
do
it.
it. But I'm glad you did
I'm
it.
going to do it.
Yeah.
4 Long Islands in, tell me I can't do anything. I dare you.
What you buy at the same time? 'Cause I know as you were swinging, you actually bought something while you were mid-swing.
You're right. No, I didn't buy anything, but just
He bought like a seasonal timeshare at one of the Top Golf pods, so whenever he's ready to Top Golf.
But also, I
he's a
noticed.
stakeholder.
He should have bought a Polaroid so we could shift gears into the Nike SB
These are
Dunk Low Polaroid.
awful.
I should
Oh,
have.
snap.
sorry.
I should have
You know you
taken a
did.
See, that's what-
Polaroid.
I can't do dad jokes or transitions or anything like that.
Yes, you can. Who says you can't do dad jokes? You don't need to be a dad to tell dad jokes.
Your dog
it's the
dad.
spirit of it.
It's experience.
I could have taken a million Polaroids of all the golf shoes at Topgolf. That's what I wanted to end on. So many golf sneaker
Wait, you shouldn't be
golf
wearing
shoes.
golf shoes at Top Golf. Is not even real grass.
But
Oh,
Yeah.
let me tell you.
yeah, go ahead, Rose. If you have Jordan 11s,
No, I was just going to say this.
why not?
Sorry, Robbie. I was just going to say this. If you think it's a faux pas to go to Topgolf and wear golf shoes, I'll raise you one. I once brought my own set of clubs to Topgolf, and everybody just looked at me like, what the hell are you doing?
Okay, I've done that. I'm left-handed, so I don't like using their clubs. So, I'm okay with that, but
I'm right-handed, Mike.
Well, look.
It's like showing up at a pickup game and dressed in, like, official NBA.
Yeah, that's how you go viral.
Roy's coming in looking like Tigers, like, hey, guys, red shirt and all.
Hey, fellas, how's it hanging?
But no, people have golf clubs
So if you guys
too.
are not going after the Polaroid SB Dunks, I would gladly take a size 13 entry.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I
You got my
will
entry.
enter for you all day.
I got you, Engvall.
Will I win? Probably not, Nick, but I hope I do for you. If my only win is to get you something, I would be satisfied.
Tune in next time to see how many of us are frustrated by the release processes that exist in the world.
Well,
At this point, the only reason I have a sneaker account is to make sure I can hit on somebody for every sneaker that they want, because I don't have any dog in that fight. Anytime I give an entry, it's with the most magnanimous of intentions, and I have yet to help anybody out. So I feel terrible that even as a people pleaser as I am, I can't even please the people because I am with the hoi polloi in terms of not getting my entry picked.
I mean, I've entered almost every shoe that's come out for somebody in the last probably month and a half, with like a couple of exceptions where I just was not able to be on my phone at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But like nothing. I even thought like, should I do the new account thing that everybody talks about? And then I was
I
like,
might try it. I haven't done it yet. I've been the same one since 2014 or whenever it started, and dry. Sahara Desert dry.
the Polaroids, man, I mean, just choose one. It's dumb. It's just like, it's a great idea, right? I think the idea of like a Polaroid Dunk's like fantastic, but like somebody could not make decisions when that shoe was being designed. They're just like, all the colors on the gradient. No, fuck it. All of them on the swoosh behind it.
Well, it's a play on the old Polaroid logo, so I understand it, but I'm like, I'd rather have the Polaroid camera than the shoe because I don't know.
The only thing I can think of is the Kanye West Coast quote about Gaga selling Polaroids, and it's like, okay, this is the shoe form of that quote. It's like, what does somebody know about selling shoes? Or, oh my God, I butchered it. I'm out. I'm sitting in the penalty box for 2 minutes. Sorry.
I mean, in my humble opinion, what you do is just put the back heel tab where it says Nike, make that all multicolored like the Polaroid, do the tag and do the outsole, and just like make the upper look like a Polaroid, like an 80s, 90s, whatever era you want Polaroid camera. Maybe have like 3M reflection on there. Who knows?
Well, I think the heel piece is what's jarring because I see what they're doing. They're trying to make it look like the picture with the white piece at the bottom and the black piece where you shake the photo. But they could just made the midsole white like they did and leave the whole upper black, because that's what I don't like about the shoe. If you cover up the heel, it looks okay, but that white piece in the back, which looks almost like patent leather, I can't tell. It's just not it for me. And there's a little random square on the back that I guess is supposed to represent a picture. Just that's a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
all right.
Well, Nick, they're all yours. They're all yours, baby boy. We got you. Let's just slam dunk all over it. But I'll help you buy them.
Yeah.
Guys, Nick just texted me. He doesn't want these shoes anymore. I don't know what.
He's been influenced.
Go buy a pair of Cloud Monsters. You'll be fine.
The next one, so we're going through sneakernews.com releases, by the way. The next one is a cold wall Converse Aeon Active CX microchip.
Kind of like this.
Which, yeah, it's wild. I'm into it. I'm totally into it. I don't know what the hell it is.
I might be 6 foot when I
it.
put my foot in it, though, so I'm pretty excited. Look at that stack of foam. I'm like, yes, it's a 6 foot.
Yo, that looks like the biggest wad of chewed gum I've seen, but yeah, it looks nice.
So that's Converse's like actual like you could. I don't think you'd want to, but that's this all React foam. That's like comfortable. You could run in that if you wanted to.
Oh, it looks too high. Look, I'm a roll ankle.
No, you're not going to want to, but like it's cushiony like that. It's all React going through. That whole thing's React. It's a beast. But like,
good Lord,
I just don't like. I mean, I don't like the Crater stuff. Period. I like the way it looks. When I see it in person, though, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I like the principle behind it, but like that, if that midsole wasn't like that, I'd be into it. But that's just
So
Yeah.
I have never worn any of the Crater stuff, but the pairs that I've picked up, like at the outlets and stores that I've seen them in and just like held in my hand, the Crater foam doesn't seem that soft. Is it just that I was?
It's not. The Crater
picking up
foam is
the wrong
not that
shoes?
soft. It's when they take the Crater foam and use it for a housing unit for a React. That's when it's soft. Because the Space Hippie 04, which was the easiest one to get when they first came out, hard as a rock, and that was all Crater foam.
And you know why? Because they're just pressing pieces together. It's scrap. So scrap,
Yeah.
and you have to push that shit so hard for it to bind.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any real like. I think the coolest thing about this shoe. I agree like with you, Robbie. I think it would be better looking without the Crater foam, or if it was like, the speckled thing does it, like the kind of like weird texture and stuff is like not the coolest to me, but I don't like hate it, but I definitely could think it would look better with it. But one thing about this shoe when I first saw it that it was like bananas to me is the top down view.
Oh yeah.
The pull tabs are actually offset to each other. So like the back goes inward and the front goes outward. And it makes like such a cool looking like visual from either the heel shot or like the top down. And to me, that's just like, I don't know, it just looked different from what you see on normal releases.
The
Of course,
model.
it's a cold wall, so it'll probably be impossible to get. But
No, I think so. The Aeon Active CX released in 2021 is like a brand new. This is not like a retro inspired. This is not like a heritage. This is a brand new design. And Nick, you're right. Just like there's a black version, like their release colorway was black, and the way the pull tabs look, it's just such a cool, different shoe.
Yeah.
How many times are we gonna? And it's cool, but like, how many Trainer ones are we gonna see? Like, there's been a lot of Trainer One releases recently, right? Air Trainer One. There's another one coming out after the cold wall. It's 414.
So, oh yeah, they've been
the utility ones.
They've been pushing those hard. I mean, I got a pair. I got the Viotech pair from 2 years ago that set, and I was like, well, I don't need another pair unless it's one of the originals. Like, these are cool, but they're selling out. Looks like because everyone thinks they're. I guess they have some kind of remnants to the Cactus Jack pair that hasn't yet to have a release. But
See, I like them, but I don't think of them as Cactus Jack at all. I just think like the 3M and the extra straps and the 4-foot stuff, like the tongue cover stuff. I just think it
heavy duty.
It looks like some sort of like weird, like futuristic retro in some way, like the tech part of it.
Yeah.
Even though it's not really tech in the way that we would normally talk about tech, it just looks like it. And I think that looks cool.
I mean, this is the shoe
I don't like the colorways though. I would definitely change some of the like midsole colors if I had a pair.
Yeah.
None of these colorways are for us. These are for people wanting just to try the Air Trainer One, I think, for the first time. And even it's like stylistically in clothing, you're seeing a lot more straps. You're seeing more utility in clothing, like this utility style. And I think Nike's just very smartly transferring it. They've been doing this for a while too. Like, oh, let's like make a Air Force 270 with like extra straps on it. Let's do that kind of look. And I think it's great for somebody who just like walks into like Nike Seattle or Nike, a Nike store, a flagship store, and it sees those on the wall. It's like, oh, those are fucking sick, because they are. But like, for somebody who already has, a Viotech like Mike does, it doesn't really quite tickle his fancy the same way. Somebody who's never even seen that model before would probably blow their mind in a good way.
Fair point. That makes sense. Like for the new viewers of the Trainer One, this is definitely one to kind of be an entry point, and I can see that.
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest, kind of looking at a couple of the other Nike releases, there's like the Air Max 97 is just basically a black pair, off noir as they're calling it.
Yeah.
And then there's like a medium blue Air Max 95 kind of traditional white to black gradient, which is cool. But like the stuff that I would love to find on the hash wallet at a Nike store, basically.
Yep.
But the biggest miss, in my opinion, that Air Max 97 is like that all black, and it looks like it's that like kind of like it should be black 3M.
It needs
in my
lotion.
opinion. Like it
a little ashy.
it's that like dull kind of
Needs
black.
to go from ashy to classy real quick.
Yeah. Oh, just such a
Well,
miss.
they did an Air Force One like
supposed-
this too, and
Yeah.
apparently it was a big hit with a lot of people.
Not me.
Get some Jergens. Let's go ahead and let's get you right. Let's get you.
Oh,
What
I
do
got
you guys
the
think
Jergens
about the
already.
mushroom Air Force Ones?
I mean, so the Mushroom Air Force One are cool. I think we need to more talk about the fact that this year's Year of the Tiger Air Force One looks like it's made for somebody's like Mike's kid's age.
Yeah, I was like, that's for my kid, dude. What is that for
It's
an
Kawaii.
adult?
Daniel Tiger.
It's kawaii in a bad way.
Hashtag never grow up.
I don't want to grow up.
Hashtag
Hashtag the biggest kid.
Paw Patrol, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I
It's
know
just
Paw
like-
Patrol, bro. What you need to know?
No, that's
Nothing.
not Paw Patrol. I thought that was Daniel Tiger.
See, I don't know, but like these fools. I mean, the Year of the Blank has such a strong history, and these just is. I don't know. I'm offended by this. I don't know why I'm offended by it. But when you look at all the other Air Force Ones, Year of the Blanks, there's so many dog, snake, horse, pig.
There's so many better
Ox.
ones out there.
Bro, there's so many. And it's just like, I don't get it.
Well, take
It's
that
cool.
Tiger upper from that Golf Air Max 1. I know it's kind of gaudy, but make that upper the Tiger. I mean, I would respect that more than what they did here.
Yeah, it's just, ugh. And it's like, it's canvas too. That thing's you scuff that once, it's a wrap.
You're done.
Those are going to sit. Those are going to hit hash walls. I mean, that's something like me and Jay talked about last time we had him on. Is like those Year of the Blank shoes, just unless they're made to be exclusive, they sit. It's like here and in China because they're just poorly done.
I mean, it is a women's shoe, right?
Is it?
So maybe that's
Yep.
yeah. But I agree. It's
well-
I feel like there's a lack of storytelling on it, right? Like if there was something cool about the logo that's on the heel or whatever that they need to go in depth with, right?
Yep.
Who designed that logo? Is there some story behind that logo as to why it looks like that? Then maybe that makes sense. But I feel like it's just a lazy like, oh, we got to make a Year of the Blank.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Look, you
Oh,
could've done
tigers have
all-
stripes.
You could have done all white craft Air Max 1 with that nice leather. Put like a little logo, they do like the wood block, like the Asian style tattoos. Put a small tiger on there. Did a translucent outsole with tiger stripes on it. And Nike, I just made you $1 million. I'm throwing it out there. You're welcome. That would have been way nicer.
But I mean,
Without any sleeves, too, Nike.
Not any sleeves. I do it
What's
without sleeves. I save money on sleeves.
even this being a women's shoe, I don't think, and it's not always like this, it's definitely not, but I think in many cases, brands think a woman wants something cute. It's like, no, maybe like,
Yeah.
no, not everything has to be cute, I mean, like,
Yeah, well, it's not cute either.
this
It's
is the
ugly.
direction they went in. They probably product tested, whatever. But like, women can be strong, like fucking like tigers, man. It's like tigers are strong,
Yeah.
not like elementary school. I don't know. It feels really that's like a strong animal, man. Like if you're the rat, I get it. You want to be cute with the rat because you really can't sell a rat, like
Yeah.
the same way you can sell a tiger. Tiger's like sells itself.
They're great. There's my dad joke.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
There you go. There it is. There it is. But I don't think we can cop out this women's. Oh, it's cute. It's a women's shoe. Like, nah, man. Women are multifaceted
Yeah, I agree.
creatures.
Yep.
Do better next year. Yeah, next year, guys.
What do you guys think of the Fossil Rose dunks?
I'm just tired of
I
dunks,
like
but they're
them.
nice.
There's a simplicity to them that I admire, but they're a dunk, so I don't anticipate getting my hands on them anytime
Just don't
soon.
want to look at them.
Yeah.
I want the entries. I will add these. to
Oh,
the
We'll
I'll
give
collection.
it
like
entries, but we know the end result. Like,
It's a very good looking shoe. It's very soft. It's like mauve.
I think it would complement your mustache nicely.
Thanks. Mauve, man. Thanks.
I know Robbie's not going to be into this one, but how about Joe Fresh Goods New Balance 550?
is that the? I don't have a picture on my screen, but is that the just kind of the butter color one?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Up till this point, I've liked everything Joe Fresh Goods has done. This one, I'm like, cause I read the description. It's supposed to be like an age white T-shirt. Maybe
They
they're
got
not to
pissed
say
on?
anything. No,
you
but you know how white
PB?
shirts get yellow over time? Like the thing, like, you know, fresh white T-shirt kind of goes with everything, but over time it ages and so on and so forth. That's supposed to be the representation of the sneaker. Unless that has some killer material on it, because the 550 is actually kind of, I feel like New Balance has dropped the ball a lot of times with the materials on that particular shoe. That thing has to be just a very nice leather for it to make sense to me. Other than that, I'm like cool, I guess.
I would rather wear. Sorry, go ahead, Nick.
Nope, go for it.
Yeah, I would rather wear the Celtics Reebok pump than a Joe Fresh. I mean, nothing against Joe Fresh goods. Just against this New Balance, nah.
I mean, I think it's definitely a non-traditional colorway. I like that about it, actually, but I don't see myself like actually wearing that color anyway, because it's just like a little too Easter for me. Like, I'm just not. I like super primary colors for the most part, or just bold in your face colors. Yeah. So like, you know, it's not even this shoe specifically, but like even just like the kind of the aged or like the cream colored stuff. Like, I'd rather just have white. Just give me a white shoe.
So, gun to your head, would you rather wear this shoe in this colorway or the Yeezy 350 Butter? Because I think they're very similar in color. I'd rather wear the Butter.
I'd definitely take this one.
I think Yeezy at least is comfortable, because the New Balance is just like a dunk. There's nothing in it. It's just there.
Yeah, but I mean, just style wise, I like bulkier, squared off 90s vibes more than I like the Yeezy stuff. Like the Yeezy stuff that I like. I like the Wave Runner a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, that shoe is definitely one of my favorites. I like the 700 V3 that came out that re-released a few weeks back that has a 3M on it. Like, that would be one that I would love to have. But yeah, definitely. I don't really like any of the like sock kind of upper. That's not the right description for it. No, that's
perfect. Like, it is still.
Oh, but you like Roshi's. But you like
no, I don't.
I'm totally kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I only had one pair of Roshi's. Actually, I take that back. I had two pair of Roshi's. One was given to me as a joke because the person thought they bought it for $13 at Goodwill. They thought they would send it to me to see if I would wear it. I sold them for $40 on eBay.
So
it worked out. And then I got the like, I don't know what the color was, but it was kind of like that, like green mint with the pink that they did an Air Max 1 of.
I know what you're talking about. I can't place it, but I know what you're talking about.
What's the color?
Yeah.
Not cerulean.
And honestly, like, that was my first, like, okay, maybe I'll like this. But I got the Air Max 1, and that shoe is so much better to me that I basically traded the Roshi's, like, within the first couple of days of having them. So I don't know, like, the only shoe, that's why I think for me the Ultra Boost has always been a weird shoe, because I love that shoe, and it's literally the only shoe that's like sock-like that I really, really like. Because even like on the Nike side, I'm not like, I don't want to say I'm not a fan of the Presto, but I'm not like, I don't know, like I wouldn't go out of my way to buy Prestos in any way.
I thought the Ultra Boost has some more structure to it. I know it was a sock sneaker, but they actually had, like, I don't know. I know what you're talking. It's kind of weird to say, look at that in the Presto and be like, well, why do you like this one besides the other? But I feel like something about the Ultra Boost had a little bit more structure to it, and it looked better with, I mean, let's say pants. Like, because wearing a Presto with pants is just weird.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm about to break Prestoology's heart. I've never owned a pair of Prestos for the same reason Nick said.
I had them in middle school when they first came out. That was it. I haven't owned a pair since.
I mean, my brother used to wear them pretty regularly. I just don't like any shoe that I can see my toe in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you want some structure to hide. You want some leather to, like, you don't want this that my toe peeking up motion through the material.
Yeah, or just give me just a tiny bit of space so I don't see it, right? Like, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. There's a few other things on this list that are kind of interesting, like this Smiley Reebok Classic leather pump. Put the pumps from like the dual pump runner on the side of the Reebok Classic.
$250.
I don't know if it'll actually be functional, but yeah, it's pretty weird, huh? Like
there might be $200 in that shoe.
There's going to be cash money in that shoe when I put it on.
The design looks cool though. It's like got it's all white, basically like classic leather, but then it's like tear away or brush away, whatever you call that.
I can see that. But
and the big smiley face on the bottom. I dig
still
that.
better be $200 in that shoe when I put it on. Roy, you made a perfect point there.
Shoe better touch my wiener for $200 stuff. Damn.
I think that's up to you, bro. That's personal things you do with your shoes.
I guess technically any shoe can touch my wiener when I think about it.
I laughed 5% more because of the damn mustache as you said it. So that's Don't you do
it? All right, everyone be aware when you buy Robbie shoes. They have been
dramatic reenactment. This is a dramatic reenactment.
Why is it like the painting with? Was it the God and Man? It's like the. What's going on with you and your shoes?
The Sistine Chapel, right? I was going to say this just out of respect for the Uno shoes, because I feel that comment alone is not allowed within 500 feet of a school district, Robbie. Jeez.
Yeah, we might have to cut off before we get to Giannis's Uno collab.
Yeah. Nah, man, let's talk about it, because there's a Uno Dunk, I believe, or a Uno Air Force One too.
There's Air Force One.
There's and an offline mule. That's the shoe I'm most excited about in this collection, and I've yet to see that released anywhere. It was only part of the paraphernalia for introducing the entire collection.
But isn't it like 120, 130? Oh no, it was more than that. It's like $150 for a sandal, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's tough. But I need to buy a pair because my family, we are big aggressive Uno players. So I want to buy just one pair and just use it as a trophy to pass along to throughout my family as the winners of our random Uno tournaments we have during our family gathering. So I got to get one.
No, I was going to say, speaking of Uno trophies, I have family members that work at Mattel, so your boy was allowed to acquire not one, but 2 decks of the Giannis Uno set that came out a couple months ago. So let me know if we can put that up for a trade. Because I know, Mike, you've got some stuff.
We got some random stuff. Yeah, what did you need? You need some Legos? I got you.
That's for the Patreon episodes. Talk Legos.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Hear more about Robbie's experience with Dua Lipa on the next Patreon episode.
She's like, he got to do that one offline so you don't get in trouble.
Look, she told me not to say anything.
All right, so the last shoe I want to bring up, and I know that it's not really a shoe on most of your guys' radar, but the Nike PG6 Valentine's Day is finally dropping on 4/22, so...
oh my God!
I actually think the colorway is dope.
So are the Clippers when they get bounced from the first round. They'll get dropped on 4/22.
Sir, come on, Robbie.
That was, what? I have to applaud you, sir.
Dropped the same day.
Come on! I just like that there's a butterfly on this shoe,
so he can fly away and stop making these terrible shoes. Yes, that's
okay. Come on, guys.
I like them. I mean, I like them.
They look like the React 85s or 55s.
So.
They look exactly like that shoe.
Nick, I'd give you my entry, but I'm pretty sure you won't need it for this one.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So what's of the shoes we talked about? What's the most important cop on this
Mocha
list
toes,
for you guys?
baby.
All right.
Mocha toes. That's, you know what? Go ahead and give me the microchip ones. They look goofy. Why not? I can just add them to my oddities Hall of Fame in terms of the sneaker wings. Yeah.
We didn't talk about one Jordan. How often does that happen in an episode?
There's nothing out there. They're holding for something. I don't know what, but there's nothing.
Well, the Jade Horizon, I believe, already came out, or it was.
No, it comes out tomorrow.
That thing's been pushed around. Honestly, the Jade Horizon is my personal pick. 'Cause I've been wanting that shoe for the second we saw it. It's supposed to be a winner. It's supposed to be a forever ago type thing. I like that shoe a lot. But the On Cloud Monster, I'm not just saying this, but I'm really excited for that shoe. Truly am. Good shoe.
Well,
I run 3 times a week now. I just don't post it because I'm embarrassed. But I run in my Ons. I'm out.
Why are you
I'm out there.
That's awesome.
Dude, progress is progress, dude. You don't have to run fast.
Nah, what's funny is you say that, and then I see speeds at which other people post, and I'm like, bro, they're smoking my ass, and they're like, yeah, and they're saying how slow they are. I was just like, all right, well, and these are people who I know are actually not runners, so I'm comparing myself accurately. Like Mike, no offense, I see your numbers, I'm like, oh shit, Mike would lap me, you would lap me, and it's like, and you're not good. I'm not being mean, but like,
No,
you're not a runner.
I'm not a fast runner at all. I hate running. I can run sprints, but distances, I am a grandpa. I'm just like, all right, keep it right here. That's where I live.
You're still faster than me. At least I'm comfortable. Yeah, I'm definitely Anthony Mackie in my ons, and I'm getting passed up by the dude and everything else.
I was gonna say, you guys do the opposite of the winter soldier.
We do.
I think we should drop a Sneaker History Run Club T-shirts that actually the back says "on your right."
Yeah,
Do it. I wear it. I wear it all the time.
that'd be genius.
That is why he's the godfather, right there. As I hold my child's teething stick.
Man! So I definitely I'm up. I would go with either the Mochas or the Converse. Both those are pretty dope. I'd say the Polaroids, but I don't want to get ridiculed and extend this episode any further.
We're going to enter for you. We're ridiculing the person who decided that was a good idea to let that be the final product.
I'd just like to think of this podcast as a snapshot in time of how tacky your tastes are, Nick.
That's cold-blooded.
I mean, the cool thing about that is, like, no matter when you take that snapshot, my taste has basically been the same since about 95.
No.
It's just that sometimes people are on the same page, and then, sometimes
Nick,
they're not.
you have good taste. I'm just being mean for the sake of being mean.
Hey, if it's orange, black, or white, get that man a shoe.
Yeah, exactly. See?
What's funny about bad footwear on good people? You look down, you're like, oh. But then you still look up to their eyes and carry on the conversation. But it's always like, oh. And then
Can you make that a Discord channel, by the way? Bad footwear and good people.
Yeah, right.
When footwear goes wrong, is that what?
Okay, so let's end on this because it is sneaker history. I've been trying to find a picture of fucking Danny DeVito wearing sneakers to post on Sneaker History, like good sneakers that isn't that one episode with Arnold twins, whatever.
Wait, can I ask why?
Because that's the kind of stuff Sneaker History needs sometimes. Is like
fair. I just want to know.
We need some not basketball content, and I'm guilty of that. A lot of the basketball content's from me because that's obviously shoes. But like trying to find the right kind of actor, and I'm like, man, I want to find a picture of this dude in sneakers so bad, like sneakers you'd want to post on a sneaker account like Sneaker History. And some actors, they're good men just in bad footwear their entire life.
Dude, that's our next Thursday segment. Good sneakers, good people in bad footwear. Just start finding the worst shoes these people are wearing, and that's our segment. There you go.
I found you a picture, Robbie. I think it's very much in your style aesthetic as well.
That was quick.
Posting it in the chat.
Rohit is definitely like IT genius over here. He's like I got this. Don't worry.
No.
He all in the interwebs.
Alrighty. Well.
All right. Before Robbie looks at that and makes his comments, you have to follow us on Instagram to find out the answer. So, at Sneaker History on all the platforms. Guys, let them know how they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MadWatcher789. Find me on YouTube at Mike Guillory. And, of course, you can always find me here on Sneaker History. Fellas.
You can also find me on Instagram at RohitM13. You can find me on Twitter at Roheezy. And if you're not listening to us on Sneaker History, listen to us on Exhaust Notes, another podcast where half of us try to talk about Formula One cars, and one of us actually succeeds, and that one is Nick Engvall.
I'm still waiting to show up, by the way, so I can show how novice I am.
You're not a novice.
Bro.
Robbie, how about yourself? Where can they find you on the interwebs and the lands between?
You can find me at Sneaker History because I haven't gotten a new follower on my personal account in like a month, and I just keep losing people, so I don't give a fuck anymore. Follow at Sneaker History. That's the important place to be.
He's too spicy for Instagram.
Yeah, man. It's like, all right, whatever. So yeah, follow at Sneaker History. That's where you need to be.
All right, you can find me at Nick Engvall on all the platforms. More importantly, hit subscribe, hit follow, rate us on Spotify, Amazon,
Audible.
Leave us a review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, iTunes. I'm so old, man. Apple Podcasts. Join the Discord, join the Patreon.
Do all those things.
That's about it. We'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.
See ya.
Bye. So,
shoes touching wieners.
Hey everyone, this is Nick again. Before you take off, do us a solid and head over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. Give us a rating on Spotify or Amazon Music, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because we have even more content coming for you in 2022. Speaking of new content, we have an amazing community of sneaker enthusiasts that hang out in the Sneaker History Discord on a daily basis. While sneakers is the connection point that brought us all together, we've all discovered countless shared passions we have in common with other people within the community. We recently launched the first of a handful of new podcasts that will be coming directly from our sneaker history community. We'll get into the details for those in a future episode, but I'm excited to share that the Exhaust Notes podcast is now live. Now, this is a show about the world of cars, racing, and other automotive-related topics. If you're a fan of Formula One, Formula Drift, cars and coffee, or you're just a weirdo like me that enjoys the smell of gasoline, I think you'll enjoy this one. If you do, add Exhaust Notes to your subscribe list so you'll be updated when we drop future episodes. As always, thank you for supporting Sneaker History, and don't forget to tell someone you like their kicks today. Peace. Hey everyone, this is Nick again. Before you take off, do us a solid and head over to Apple Podcasts to leave us a review. Give us a rating on Spotify and Amazon Music, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because we have even more video content coming soon. Speaking of new content, we have an amazing community of sneaker enthusiasts that hang out in our Sneaker History Discord on a daily basis. While sneakers is a connection point that brought us all together, we've all discovered countless shared passions that we have in common with each other. We recently launched a couple of new podcasts directly from our community. One of them is a Formula One podcast. If you're an F1 fan like me, the Exhaust Notes podcast is your weekly fix of Formula One fun. It's hosted by myself, Rohit Malhotra, and Todd Yates. New episodes drop every Tuesday. I've been wearing fitted hats for years and collecting my favorite teams since I was a little leaguer. It has been awesome to see so many new fans getting into fitteds in recent years. Crown and Stitch is our new talk show about fitted hats with Dexter, Keith, and myself, where we talk about fitted hats, snapbacks, throw in some obscure hats because we all kind of like some funky stuff once in a while, don't we? Copping, collecting, and so much more. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Hit the links in the show notes for this episode to give our new shows a listen, and be on the lookout for more new podcasts dropping soon. Last but not least, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Thank you all for the support, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.